Also, you do know I have a Birds Not Real beanie.
I know.
Do you want to use it?
I already filmed most of the videos, okay. I'm gonna get mine someday. Hey everybody, let me start off by saying that this is one of my favorite conspiracies out of all the conspiracy theories that I want to talk about. This is probably my favorite just because of how random it seems at first, and then just all of the details seem so insane, but it's still a thing where you don't really know if it's true or not. So today I'm going to be talking about the conspiracy that birds aren't real. For those of you that don't know this conspiracy, which would be surprising to me because it's a huge thing on the internet for the past couple of years, basically the conspiracy is that what year was it? So the basis of this conspiracy theory is that all birds, are actually government-issued drones that are sent to spy on the citizens of America or the world, because birds are places outside of America, so I assume it's the whole world. And this is supposedly happening between 1959 and 1971, where all of the living birds were killed and replaced with robots. There's also stuff about the Kennedy assassination, because the CIA wanted to do that, according to this, and then JFK didn't want to kill all the birds and replace them with drones, so then he was assassinated, and the CIA moved on with their plans. That's the basis of this conspiracy, that the birds work for the bourgeoisie. It's a meme. I love it. I love just everything about it, especially because in this conspiracy, there's really no, there's nothing awful about it. There's no secret anti-Semitic ties. There's no albiism. There's no racism. There's just a college student who said, wouldn't it be fun to make a conspiracy? And they did it, and they did it pretty well. When this whole thing started, I've done lots of research on this because I'm a huge nerd. They started making these awareness posts for this conspiracy about how birds aren't real and how they are robots created by the CIA to watch the members of the world, like everyone that lives here. And eventually all of those links that they had posted and all of the little Easter eggs they placed places brought you back to their website that sells merch about birds not being real. I haven't bought any for myself yet because I don't really have the money to do that, and I keep wasting it on other things, but I'm going to someday. And that's just how this whole thing started, kind of as a for financial gain, but it's so many people have just accepted this as a conspiracy, and I find it so much fun because it's a conspiracy that really doesn't actively hurt people unless people get way too obsessed with it, which I'm listen, anything you get way too obsessed with believing that you'll threaten people who don't believe it is a problem. Conspiracy, real thing, religion, politics, whatever. Don't be a jerk because someone doesn't agree with you. So, as far as this conspiracy having any truth to it goes, I don't really believe it, but I love it. Because the only way this could be true is if there was a way for the government to control people who breed chickens. Chickens are birds, and I've raised chickens from eggs, so I'm pretty sure that they're real, unless there have been developments in the scientific community to make synthetic life type robots, which is something I've always been fascinated with. I'm not a huge sci-fi guy, but if there's one sci-fi thing I can get behind, it's cyborgs and robots, but they're alive robots. That's my favorite thing on the planet. So if they've managed to do that, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, as unlike the Illuminati, which I discussed in the last video in this series, birds aren't real is practically harmless. Oh, Hello, I didn't know you were here. I'm sorry. Unlike a lot of conspiracies I'm going to talk about, birds aren't real is like, if there's a conspiracy theory that's harmless, it's this one, just because of its it was created recently and it hasn't been a thing that is actually steeped in historical fact that people have used against other people. This is just a thing that like millennials and Gen Z and what's the generation before millennials? I don't know. My parents, like, it's just kind of in these generations and Generation Alpha growing up right now, and it just makes me very happy that this is a conspiracy that exists and that there's people that genuinely believe this, because I don't believe it, but I love that it could be true. Like, I'm not going to say that I don't believe it, but like, my logical brain tells me that most likely this isn't a thing. But we'll never really know, I guess, until the day comes where everyone just knows everything, and that's not going to happen. So, I also wouldn't be surprised if there were like robot birds that people used as drones. Like, I wouldn't be surprised about that. I just don't really think that all birds are robots. If I reference back to the fact that I've raised chickens from their eggs. Now I'm just thinking about how cool that kind of technology would be, to just like create like fake life, but like it's also robots, so you can control it, but it's like alive. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be crazy? But yeah, this is a slightly shorter video just because there's less problems with this conspiracy, and hasn't been around as long as the one I did last time, and some of the ones I'm going to do. But yeah. Second conspiracy I've researched and talked about, Illuminati is not valid at all. Birds aren't real is the most valid conspiracy theory I have ever heard. So we'll just have to wait and see what I decide to research next and which way that tips the scale. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to do more research about conspiracies. If you like this, go ahead, like, subscribe below. You can also subscribe somewhere on the screen, and up here on the screen is my last video. That's everything for today, so hasta la pasta. I'll see you next time.